Hey, all right, guys. So today is day 27 of Read My Book with Me, my ground up a self-love workbook for the generational curse breaker on social media. Okay, so if you're new here, let's talk about what I need you to do. I need you to click the like button, save this video, and then obviously to follow, because we're on day 27 and you're pretty late. And if today's read resonates with you, I need you to engage in the comments and click the link in my bio to grab your own copy so we can do the work together. Okay, because we are breaking generational curses, cycles, limiting beliefs. Okay, and of course that means that we have to first address it, meaning identify it. And that's what you're doing here today. This is where we learn to reprogram our mind and turn those generational curses in for generational wealth, right? So essentially reprogramming your mind for a higher, or to get to a higher consciousness, a higher awareness, so you can step into your best self, your highest self, and generate that generational wealth. So that's what you're doing here today. Okay, and if you're here for all of that, of course, share this video. But let's get into the read. So we do a Russian roulette type of vibe, okay? So we can, just see how the energy is. And I'm going to be honest with you, today feels very, very good. I've heard some really, really positive words today, one being celebrate. So let's see where God takes us today. Kind of little stop right there. This is page 75. 74. I do want to go ahead and go towards the right. I'm feeling right-brained today. And I'm going to go for the first paragraph here. I want to assume that we are in the sacral because we are speaking about pleasure and pain. All right. And pleasure and pain are a part of our emotional faculty, if you will. And that is our sacral energy. Okay. It's also, relative to relationships, romantic, friendship, family, all that. We'll get more into this, obviously, in the book, but also, our relationship with other things, not just people, but food, all the things. So let's get into it. Let's go to our sacral scripture. For unto whomsoever much is given, for unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall be much required, and to whom men have committed much of him they will ask more. This is Luke 12:48. And that pretty much is kind of self-explanatory, but maybe you need a little more insight to what that scripture in itself could mean. The sacral houses, like I said, relationships, and it's pretty much your intuition. It's the beginning, if you will say, of intuition, and it's like our mother faculty. So the empath and narcissistic relationship, that combo, it kind of sprouts from this region, our womb space. Even the whole mother-son or mother-child dynamic can easily turn into a narcissistic, empathic, toxic relationship. And so we know, well, I'll speak for myself, I know as an empath, one thing I had to learn was how to have boundaries, because when people find out that you are good at things, let's just say that you're naturally gifted and naturally skilled, and you do a lot of things very well, and possibly even do the hard things, you make the hard things look easy, people tend to try to put more on your plate, right? Like they'll try to give you an assignment. They try to give you their work, right? Because they feel like you can handle it. And if you don't have those boundaries in place, you will enable those people to, by taking on their responsibility, you will enable them. And now you're doing their work and your work, and it can become a burden for you. You're not able to fully focus on what God has you doing because you become a people pleaser. And that's one of the main reasons why we read that scripture over our sacral chakra, because yes, for unto whomsoever, man will commit much to, he will ask the more. So you have to put boundaries in place, and you have to say, I don't have the capacity to handle what belongs to me and what belongs to you. You are capable of doing what's necessary for you. right? So that's why that scripture is so important. Be sure to say it over your sacral. Now let's get into the word. Okay, so first paragraph, it says, in some cases, the idea of pleasure is perverted. People who delight in pain or say pain is pleasure are aroused by harmful situations. It gives them a rush of excitement and joy. In turn, they create an atmosphere for the like. Finding pleasure in pain typically happens after so much pain has been inflicted, we begin confusing the two. It comes from a sense of familiarity, not necessarily truth. For instance, a child raised in an abusive home could grow up to do the same because he saw it in his family system. Although abuse is not equivalent to love, he has formed an attachment to it because he saw it in his home. He now associates pain with love, and the external pain distracts him from the pain within. Sadly, he's confused in his heart. These are more like behaviors than pure acts of pleasure and joy. These behaviors could later develop into addictions. Now, I'm thinking about this movie that I saw called Girl in a Box. Oh my God, if you have not seen it, it's on Tubi, I believe. Go watch it. And basically, the dude had a whole S&M addiction or whatever, if you will. And he had a wife, but she wasn't able to handle his dark emotion. She wasn't able to handle the pain is pleasure part of S&M, if you will, right? But she came into the relationship under that guise because he was essentially like someone who was out of her league. And so this was her opportunity to snag the guy. It was to do the unthinkable, if you will, right? Well, a part of that was she had to go along with, you know, the whole act. Meaning, if he wanted to bring someone else into the picture, she had to oblige. You know what I'm saying? They had an agreement. I did a video about this before. And so, essentially, he, you know what I'm saying, took another person off the street and he made her his slave, his SEX slave, right? And the wife was all aware of this and she was participating as well. But the thing about it was she started to get jealous of the girl because the girl was able to handle his dark emotion. She was able to handle the things that, oh girl, the unthinkable, if you will. She was able to handle those things, and he started to want that woman more than his own wife. And he was here with it, sick. You get what I'm saying? And so was the wife, right? You have to go watch the movie. You have to go watch the movie. The girl that was the SEX slave, she ended up coming out of that situation, and she said the only thing that saved her was her faith. Mind you, this is a true story, okay? The only thing that saved her was her faith. My God, I tell you, it's crazy because you know that started in his home. You know what I'm saying? You know that there was inner child trauma, inner child healing that even caused him to be that way in adulthood. And so even though you want to have compassion on these people, you know, it's like, my God, all you can do is pray for these people, but at the same time, just to see the effects of what happens when, you know, happens to us based off of traumatic experiences. You know, it's like our inner child is technically who's running the show because we never got a chance to heal. And other people are hurting because of it, because obviously hurt people hurt people. The abuser is the abused. So you already know. Click the link in my bio, grab your book so we can do the work together. And yeah, if this resonates for you, get in the comments and let's talk about it. Peace.